called Session 26 because I've been too lazy to update. Okay, we are now recording. Hello world.
Specifically Session 26?
Well, Session 26 is the last time I updated. And we've had like 4 or 5 since then.
Yeah, I think I have one number.
And I think there was one
or something
that we weren't able to record, so we may be on like 32. But anyways, we are recording.
We're further than that.
Hello, I am Ari. I am the kind and benevolent DM who is much beloved by all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All.
I'm just agreeing for all.
Oh, okay. That's good, because otherwise you get a rock, and you get a rock. No, just kidding. I also play Darvan, who is our party heal monkey, cleric of healing. He doesn't have a god, he just is a healer. That was his thing. Tonight we have Michelle.
Hello! I play Inez, otherwise known as Trogdor the Burninator, and I have very unsuccessfully set stuff on fire lately, so I suspect Inez is going to start getting itchy for that soon.
She's addicted to fire.
She exploded stuff.
That's true, she did. No, she just likes, playing with fire. It doesn't necessarily mean that she needs to, damage stuff with it. She just wants to play with it.
It's an unforeseen side effect.
Exactly.
There's actually a Trogdor the Burninator game on Kickstarter right now.
I know, I'm excited.
We also have Zeke, who is almost done with school for the semester. Yay!
Hoorah!
Zeke?
Zeke?
Maybe we have a Zeke.
Zeke, are you alive?
He died. So we killed off our wizard.
Well, when he's here, he plays Adin, our... No, we cannot hear Zeke.
Did he post us? Oh, is that popping?
He typed in
Oh,
Roll20.
that's popping up over here.
He apparently is suddenly having mic issues, so I will introduce him. He plays Adin Isil, our sylph warlock. Sorcerer. I'm like, why did I suddenly completely forget what class he was? He's our lightning all the things, shoot all the things, open all the doors. We haven't had doors in a while. That's what I need.
Wink seductively.
Needs more doors.
No.
Yes, more doors.
Trapped doors!
That lead into doppelganger pits. We also have Mia. No, we still can't hear you.
I don't know if he can hear us.
I think he can.
That's a good question. I'm gonna ask that.
Mia!
Yep. Oh, he can't hear us. I play Sorin, our resident druid, who tends to do reasonably useful things and is a dang good cook.
Yep.
He happens to carry around a variety of things which will probably become a little less convoluted the higher level he gets. Druids! Jazz hands. He's accompanying Cubla.
I vote the second.
Yeah. Accompanying Cubla. It fits with how he started. His animal companion, Snow Leopard, who mainly is here because she is hungry and bored, roughly similar to a teenager in Snow Leopard years, and is very sick of mountains. And she keeps finding tasty stuff.
Oh,
So what I got from that is I need to take you guys to the mountains.
Yep.
Cubla will be very disappointed, but not as bad as it could be, because it's not the same mountains.
to the same mountain.
Meow!
And we also have Tegan. You always end up last in the Roll20 list for me, sir, for some reason.
I'm okay with that. I played Zenra, the half-orc barbarian. Smash.
Oh,
Who regularly saves all of our butts most of the time.
Yes. I have
Always
broad
love.
shoulders.
we need a Zenra!
Then again, Darvan also saves our lives a lot, but in a different way.
Yeah. He also endangers our lives a lot.
And his own.
With explosions and harm everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I also meant to say that I am a svirfneblin oracle. For some reason, I never tell anybody what class I am, just that I like
Yeah.
to set stuff on fire.
Yeah, that doesn't really come up very often.
Yeah, there's a reason I set things on fire. I'm glad to announce that.
That is good to know.
That's because
Like, just
you're
a sec.
you're an oracle of dragons. Dragon
Ah.
oracle. I
And
don't
my
know.
patron
It
is-
could have been an ice dragon or something.
It's true, but my patron is one of those curious things that's just like, what does this do? Which is like a really terrible combination with my personality.
We couldn't have then Inez's dragon have been ice. That would have ruined our perfect element harmony going on. We've got the lightning, the ice, and the fire.
True.
Lots of fire. More fire than anything else.
And the stupid.
If Zenra gets anything that
And
shakes
smash.
shakes the earth, we'll be like really up there.
Yeah, we could have everything, including the stupid.
Darvan can do a bunch of different elements.
Yeah, but Darvan's element
Stupidly.
is stupid.
I hear it ding.
No,
You heard
it was an exiting ding.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes down instead of up.
Is that because it's sad because somebody's leaving?
Zeke just wrote, I forgot Inez was an oracle, actually.
Yes, I saw
I
that.
would like to note I did not. But then again, I also happen to have long and convoluted things that I remember about Sorin, so
I think
remembering people's classes is nothing.
I think that what happens is people assume you're an alchemist because you alchemize all the time.
It's
Alchemy.
true. But it's because
We need to
the
find
alchemy.
her a thing she can use.
You are not going to be able to do that because of my oracle curse.
Well, yes. It does not have to be a weapon, per se.
That's true.
We could find you a magical thing.
It's true.
Or
Inez-
we need to find you a pet.
Yes, a pet could be good.
You
We
need
could
something.
get also again.
You need something you can ride.
You mean
That would be
like
good.
the thing I'm trying to hatch?
Yes.
Well, that thing is not going to carry you anytime soon.
Inez is tiny.
It wouldn't have to grow very much.
Nope.
It would still have to grow a bit.
Yup.
Also, how are you intending to feed that thing?
Darvan.
That's tomorrow Inez's problem.
Darvan?
Yes. Hi.
I think Zeke's trying to
Well,
fix
Inez
his Discord. He probably reset his computer. That's probably why he's off.
Is a small size
Probably.
driver.
Alright. Let us do something.
I wonder if Inez could ride the Drake into battle.
If it's a medium-sized creature and she's small-sized, yes.
Honestly, if by this point, I think Inez has done enough, Cubla would be fully willing to let you ride her.
She has.
Especially if you put the amulet on and are like, hey, Cubla, go that way! And Cubla would be like, okay. Especially if you're pointing at something tasty. She would be all for that.
I feel like Inez and Cubla are a dangerous teenage combination.
Yes, let's have the hungry and irritable snow leopard with the antisocial bird
Firestarter.
explodey svirfneblin.
Yeah,
Crazy teenage murder hobos. Crazy teenage murder hobos.
Other than Zenra, I think they're the most murderous of the hobos.
and yet somehow Inez has caused all of our social situations that have actually worked out. Inez did not work out the situations, but she caused all of them.
Yeah. Usually, yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty common. Ding
Yep.
ding.
All
I
right,
heard something. I heard things.
Typed in roll 20.
It's a computer side error for the mic. We'll see what he says and then we'll get started.
I want to go back to the Hall of Heroes at some point.
Okay.
If we find it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that
Again.
I that's an adventure that would be entertaining to repeat.
Well,
Well, you
Yeah,
guys
they
are
have a
slowly. You guys are slowly becoming heroes.
Yeah,
You might end up in the Hall of Heroes as heroes.
it's true. But it for me. It would be a fun recurring plot point.
point. Why the heck is that so loud? Good lord. Can you... Where is your... No. No. Bad. Bad. Don't have that loud of... gonna die. What? Why are you loud again? Don't do that. Don't do
Okay,
that.
we'll go ahead and get started on the intro-y bits.
Okay. Well, that's not the intro.
So,
What are we doing?
we are... Just have Aiden shoot as usual. It's likely that the first part's going to be a social thing anyways, which is not one of Aiden's strong points. So,
Well, it is, but it isn't.
okay, it is one of his strong
He's the
points
most charismatic
that he
and
never
social
participates in. So, you guys, last time, you got back to New Starshell in time for the big feast and the auction and all that, and you partied for several days, and it was a great time, and you got a lovely message from Haldar. And then you went to go talk to Haldar's dad to figure out just what the heck that message was supposed to mean. And Haldar's dad told you that he had a friend who was having some issues because goods that he was expecting were not coming in as fast, or in some cases at all, from some farms. And so you guys were like, yeah, okay, that sounds great, we'll go out and do that. And you headed off to the city of Lyrabar. This is new information. So you
No,
guys,
it's not. We discussed that last time.
the very last part is the specific
okay.
town. So you
No,
guys,
actually, I have that name written down. So,
you guys went to Lyrabar and talked to the merchant, Haldar's friend. Or not Haldar's friend, Haldar's dad's friend, who has a name, I think.
Haldar has a. I don't have.
I was about to say Haldar was so unlikable that my evil character could use him as a club. So yep, nope.
Well, I referred to him as the ass halfling in my notes. So
The ass hat fling.
no, halfling,
I know.
ass halfling.
I know, I was making a joke.
Oh, okay.
So you guys went to Lyrabar. It was a ways away, probably a week or so journey, whatever. And you went and talked to this merchant, and he basically, easy conversation. I'll just tell you what happened. He told you that the farm goods from the north of Lyrabar had been growing smaller over the last few months, and almost nothing is coming in at all anymore. He offered you a fair amount of gold to journey to the farms to the north and to determine what is going on, and all of you had flashbacks of, no, not more talking to farmers! Do we get to do anything other than talk to farmers? And apparently no, because you went and you spent several days talking to farmers as you travel further from the city. With each farm that you visit, rumors of bandits with enslaved demons terrorizing farmers became more and more prevalent.
I think Inez was high on mushroom spirits because I don't remember any of this.
I think that's about when you fell asleep.
Yep.
I don't even remember the enslaved demons bit.
Yeah, that didn't come up.
Okay.
That's new information!
There's a reason I write stuff down, alright?
Yeah. Anyways, so each farm tells you about, there's a group of bandits with apparently enslaved demons?
Soren's like, are they sure it's not mushroom spirits? It might be enslaved mushroom spirits.
Darvan just shakes his head. So you guys are currently walking towards the next group of farms to try and gain more information, more than just vague rumors about demons terrorizing the farmers in the area. As you're walking, in the distance you see a cloud of dust. It looks like somebody riding a large horse quickly towards, well, somewhat quickly towards you.
Dun dun dun. So there's something riding a large horse. Do we know what's riding on this horse?
I don't know, do you?
No, I just didn't know if you said when my brain had blanked on
Nope,
it.
not specifically. Yeah, you have to squint your eyes and see what you can see.
That's okay, I'm gonna roll perception.
Cubla's rolling stealth too because heck no. Does not like will hide.
That's a 26 on Inez's
Okay.
perception.
We have very close numbers. Tegan?
Let's see.
Tegan, do you want to roll perception?
Darvan, where's your perception? Darvan? Darvan, why
in
do
a
you have
spot.
so many damn spells?
It's
Oh, wait,
not
no.
spells.
I think I went too far. Where is...
God, we all have such stupidly high perception modifiers.
There we go.
Cubla's is really high because that's one of the only things she
And
put.
Darvan!
Darvan! Fucking Darvan!
I was hoping that would happen after you said that. We all have really stupidly high perception. And Darvan.
Fucking Darvan.
So, Darvan is looking back the way you came.
God, do you know that the minimum roll I can have on perception, and excluding a nat 1, is 16? No, don't. Sorry. My father is calling my mother, and it's going through my phone. It's going through my no, stop. Shut up.
Well, for Darvan's thing, he did roll a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So he probably notices the dust cloud.
Nope, he's looking the wrong direction.
Hmm.
He sees some... He's like, oh, that's a really nice view back there.
When we were walking.
Yeah, well, he turned around. Everybody else, you can see just fine. It's an old draft horse. You can tell it's old because as big as it is, you would think it would move faster, but it's moving its full speed, and it's not as fast as you would expect. So it's a pretty old one. And riding it looks like a let's see, which kid is this? It's a pretty young human male, probably around 10 years old. From the look of him, he looks like a farmer's kid that has gone off running on the family horse, and he looks kind of panicked.
Soren's like, hey, Darvan. I think you've had the most experience with kids?
What? He turns around.
What did we see, guys? I missed it trying to prevent my phone from interrupting game.
10-year-old male human farmer's kid riding
Cool.
the old family draft horse
At high speed.
at high speed, as high as the horse goes. Let me scroll
Soren's
down
like,
low.
point at the kid. Darvan, that kid.
Oh, I missed a paragraph. So you've been walking for a little over an hour this morning. today may be the day that you finally find a farmer that has actually seen the demons terrorizing the area, since so far you have only heard second-hand stories of the fiends. As you make your way through rolling hills, you see a horse and rider approach. Darvan, at this point, I'll have Darvan be like, oh hey, that is a kid. The short rider comes to a stop in front of you as soon as he sees you. He's mounted on a draft horse that looks like it has seen better days, and it's a human boy of approximately 10 summers with auburn hair and freckles. He speaks rapidly in an almost incomprehensible stream. Please, you gotta come help me! The demons are gonna kill everyone! Come on, quick, quick, hurry! You just gotta save my ma and pa!
I'm sorry, I'm gonna be this person.
The kid is terrified, and you can tell he is sincere.
A+. He's probably actually a kid then.
Yes. Not a doppelganger.
Right.
So he's almost babbling.
How's the horse looking? Is it scared or?
The horse looks like one of those that you practically have to shove a wolf in its face to even get a blink from it. It's the old family horse. It pulls the plow and just does the work, and then it goes and stands in the sun. It is not enjoying this forced extra activity.
Does Sorin have any treats in his pockets? You know, like maybe an apple or something?
Roll a chance die.
Okay. As soon as I can remember how to type, no.
You are fresh out.
He's like, oh. Goes over and pats the horse anyway.
The horse just blinks at him.
Inez is like, which way did you come from besides, that way? How far is it?
He kind of gives you a look when you say besides that way, because he can tell you're being condescending, but he talks quickly and says that it's a short distance away, and that you need to get there quickly, because the demons said that they were going to kill his family. Three demons.
Inez will turn to Sorin and be like, can I speak to Cubla for a sec?
Sorin's like, sure. You can talk to her.
Cool. But I mean, so that I can understand what Cubla says back.
Oh, you want to talk with her?
Yes.
Hands the amulet.
The kid is now wondering if he should ride on and find somebody smarter to help.
Inez turns to
my amulet lets people talk to animals.
Inez
more accurately understand them back.
Inez turns to Cubla and says, Cubla, do you want to do the really ridiculous, charge into the sunset move?
The what?
Where I yell Cubla away and we start racing towards the thing. Food!
That sounds really tiring.
Alright.
The kid is definitely thinking that he should ride on.
Cubla's just blinking at you and not quite sure what you're talking about.
It's okay. Inez just hands the amulet back to Sorin and goes, your cat has no sense of drama.
My cat does interpretive dance. I think she has good enough knowledge of drama.
Inez just shakes her head and starts walking towards the direction. We all understand, though, that Inez has 10 feet less movement than everybody else, so she's just kind of going very slowly that way.
The kid impatiently waits for y'all to start moving, and he offers Inez a ride on the horse on the way back.
Cool.
So you guys head back with the kid, moving as quickly as possible. You're approaching a farmhouse on the other side of a couple of high hills. When you arrive, you hear the commotion of the farm before you actually see it. But as you move into a position at the top of the last hill, you can see what's happening. as you walked over there, you heard somebody yelling threats in a mixture of common and some other language. Does anybody know Abyssal?
No.
Don't think so. I speak Draconic, so
Okay, I don't think Aiden does. So it's common and some other kind of language.
I speak common and orc.
It sounds like whoever is yelling threats is trying to get money from the other party. As you get to the top of the hill, before you there is a man, a woman, and a young girl that are surrounded by 3 mounted individuals. The mounted individuals wield tridents, and to the less traveled might be thought to be demons, such as the kid thought. But you guys easily recognize the tieflings for what they are. The tieflings are threatening to take the little girl as a sacrifice instead of slaughtering the entire family, and the man is protesting and saying he'll pay twice the payment next month if the fiends will just spare his family.
I would like to...
And the kid goes, see, demons! They're gonna kill my sister!
I would like to roll a local knowledge check to see if, like, I know someplace that tieflings normally lived around here, or there's something, or there's some ritual I know. I don't have a huge bonus on it, but I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Not bad.
Tieflings are not super common in this area to live here, but they're not super common, period. If there are ones around here, they're probably here as mercenaries.
Okay. Inez is like, can we stop trying to kill little girls? Like, what the fuck?
The boy stares at you for a minute. He's like, you kill little girls?
No, we don't kill little girls. We come across silly little farm areas where other things try to kill little girls because, oh my god, isn't it horrifying?
Our farm is not silly. Our farm is the best of farms, and our fields are the best of fields. Nobody can stand up to the... Let's see what it is. Shemov farm. We have been known to... And he continues on in this vein for a while. He's very proud of his family's vegetables.
Inez
I cut them off. Zinner starts cutting them off. She's like, down, stop, knock it off. So, are we going to go kill some demons now?
Inez is going to attempt to start crafting something to cause a distraction.
Okay.
Just in
We
case.
recognize they're not demons.
I'm sorry?
We've recognized they are not demons.
Yes, they are tieflings.
I want to make sure I didn't have to roll a knowledge nature.
So, according to my roll here, I've got something that would probably make at least a glance, but wouldn't draw anybody running.
So you're trying to make a big noise that will distract them.
Yeah.
Can Sorin help her with survival?
Just something that we could trigger remotely so that we could get closer.
Sure, I will let you roll survival to assist.
That works.
So using alchemy and some of the nearby nature stuff, you come up with something that will create a very loud noise in like a bush or something. To get attention. Or maybe even set the bush on fire. That would be distracting.
So a firecracker.
Yeah, essentially.
Sorin's like faced with the choice of death of little girl and burn a bush and possibly the forest. Whatever it is they're walking through.
You're on a road. It's not a highly forested area. It's farmlands. So, are you... So, what is the plan?
I don't know. I was just helping Inez. Inez, what's your plan?
I don't know if you guys want to rule anything about the tieflings at all. You could try a sense motive. if you want. Or perception, or...
You know what? Here's my sense motive.
Here, Soren's got a dang good perception. Yeah.
This has been a lot of 28s!
God damn it.
And
You know, the more you look at them, the more they might be demons. No, wait, they're tieflings. Yeah, you've seen tieflings before. Or are they demons?
Demon!
Cubla actually doesn't have a negative in sense motive. Now I want to roll it. Wow.
Cubla, you have a feeling that the tieflings probably will not follow through with their threat to kill the little girl unless they really, really have to. They're bluffing to try and scare the farmer.
Cubla's like, pa, Sorin. Yes.
And Soren's too
They're
busy
bluffing.
seeing all the things.
Sorin. It's like getting more insistent, but still trying to be quiet. Headbutts, Sorin.
First and foremost, Sorin, you see Cubla trying to get your attention. You also see that the tieflings have fairly nice weapons and everything for mercenaries. It seems like maybe they've been pulling a good haul if they're with the bandits, perhaps. They look well fed, if nothing else.
Inez puts the all the stuff she made for the dragon scales on, so she puts essentially her oracle persona on and goes, well, I mean, we can always tell them that they have displeased the gods, because God knows they've displeased me.
Darvan face palms.
What is it? They're bluffing! Cubla would like to let us know that they are bluffing.
Inez is like, great!
That fits.
So we can definitely intimidate them. That'll be great. Saerenrae.
Mm-hmm.
We have this intimidate shit on lock, right?
Cubla's like,
Well,
is
I'm
looking. It's
probably
like,
better than-
no.
I mean, if not intimidate, I could at least knock their heads into their asses.
That'd be pretty intimidating.
Via spying. So.
But the thing is, if they are bluffing, then I think we'll do the farmers more good by proving that than just knocking their heads into their asses, because as we understand it, there are more of them somewhere, and these two idiots are definitely somebody who can tell us where they are.
3.
Whatever, 3 idiots.
True.
And then we can knock people's heads into their asses, because there will be more of them to knock.
The kid is looking at you guys with concern.
Cubla! What the fuck?
They'll do it if they have to. Sorin translates, of course.
Cubla, we're trying to scare them out of that, not force them into it. And if worse comes to worse, we'll just hit them or set them on fire.
Or eat them!
Yes. Yes. We will have barbecue.
You probably didn't even need translation for that one.
Yup.
So, what is the plan?
Inez would prefer to try a social resolution first on this one, even if it's a scary social resolution. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But she's down for more level heads, because her intimidate is, fear me. I am religious.
Sorin, what's a thing you can do? There's a thing you can do.
Darvan's like,
I don't know what it is.
I'll
There's a
stay
thing.
with the kid.
There's a thing. What is your thing? Is this it? Are you the thing? No. You're not the thing.
Okay, so while you're figuring this out, Inez is going to go, well, I'm going to try and intimidate them. I'm going to use my presence of dragons on them. And if that works, then we're in the money one way or the other, because they'll be terrified of me.
Why don't I have a thing that can let me give charisma?
And that's a solid choice. So assuming
What?
So assuming that Saerenrae backs me up on this, and we attempt a scary intimidate, hey, I'm so cool that you're intimidated kind of thing.
Okay.
So what Inez is going to do, and she's already stated that she's put on her essentially oracle
Shit.
here. She's like, yeah, I am going to announce that they have angered the gods. And then I'm going to start babbling in Undercommon and pray that they don't speak that.
Okay.
So it sounds like I'm chanting something really, terrifying. Because Undercommon is really, like, guttural and...
Yeah.
spooky. So we're going to try that. If Saerenrae could back me up with just being larger than I am, that would be great.
With being Saerenrae?
Yes.
Probably being larger than the both of them.
Exactly.
I got a thing I can do.
Found it?
Sweet.
No, it's not the thing I was looking for. I actually don't have a thing that affects charisma.
Oh, okay.
I have one for like every other attribute, but not charisma. But I
Course.
found a thing I can help Inez with.
Sweet.
Inez will have to roll like a stealth roll or something.
Okay.
And the moment she pops up to start doing her thing, Sorin's going to do flare right behind her.
Sweet.
It creates a burst of light. And so that would like put you into shadow or something.
Sweet.
Don't
Okay.
forget your explodey bush, too.
Right.
Yeah, we can do the exploding bush too.
All right. So
Darvan suggests that you save the explodey bush for after she shows herself, because she can go, "You have angered the gods, and if you not leave, then it will be as this," and then you can make the
you will be cursed and your families for all eternity.
Then you can make the bush
We can do
explode.
undercommon for a little bit and then have the bush explode.
Exactly. So what I think Inez is going to do is she's going to try and stealth down there as much as possible.
Okay.
And then as she gets up there, she's going to trigger her fly and her intimidate and then presence of dragons. So she's going to try and hit as many things as possible, so it's very surprising.
Okay.
So let's see what my stealth turns out to be like and if that actually works.
Yeah,
That
If-
phone works.
you're good.
That's
Let's say I'd
decent.
have to be stealthing along, wouldn't I?
This isn't mom's phone, right?
Well,
No. Okay.
yes.
Hey,
Okay.
Damn.
Sweet. We did it. We did it.
Somehow, the large barbarian ends up being a tiny bit stealthier than the tiny oracle, but okay.
Well, I mean,
Let me
my
double check
armor,
something.
my armor is made of hide.
Okay, I think Sorin has to sneak down with them, but he doesn't have to get as close.
Okay.
His stealth is not the greatest. Oh, hey, he's actually stealthier than Inez.
Take 4 points of terrible pun damage.
Oh no. Okay. And then
You can consider it your punishment.
I was going to ask if Saerenrae could
Actually, it's studded leather is my armor, but
Okay.
would roll and intimidate with me, so that he's essentially helping me be scary.
So, a roll to assist, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So Inez, we all sneak down there. Inez gets right up on this group as much as she can, right?
Sneak.
And then
sneak.
all of a
I'm
sudden,
assuming Darvan is setting off the bush.
yeah.
Do we want to have Cubla do anything?
I mean,
She could do the shriek.
Yes.
Let's do the shriek. I'll have her stealth down there.
okay. Everybody.
Heaven knows she can stealth.
Cubla
So,
is
we
just
all-
straight out gone.
You just
normal.
delved into another game.
I'd just like to mention that snow leopards are called ghosts of the mountains. So it makes sense.
Inez probably gets at least off the ground enough to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have any difficult conditions. You do it fine.
And then, alright, wish me luck, guys.
Who all needs to roll stuff?
That's
At the same time as her.
Would I be
To add to it.
would I be able to use the strength instead of charisma
Sure.
that I linked for this?
Yeah. Since you're essentially just going, I am big and scary! Yes, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Cubla's gonna do the
Yes!
so should she also roll?
Yes!
Good lord.
What was that question?
Does Cubla join in on the intimidate if she's gonna shriek or something?
Sure.
Hang on a sec, because Inez is not done.
Hey! Hers was better than Inez's!
Yes, it's true. But Inez has an ability that also works here, so... So essentially, I need a will save from everybody who's within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
That's not your team.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're going to have to... We're level 6. No, 5? 5. We're level 5.
We become level 6 at the end of this module.
Okay, so we're level 5, which makes it a... Oh, God. A 16 to beat?
Yeah, they don't make up.
Sweet! So they're all shaken whether the intimidate works or not. Which means they're taking penalties on everything for the time being. Except spellcasting. And I go, you have angered the gods! Leave this place, or you and your families will be cursed for all eternity! Go back to the holes from which you crawled! And I start chanting in Undercommon.
And is this supposed to be Darvan's cue for the bush?
Yes.
He does successfully set it off.
Sweet.
The bush explodes into fire.
Fire.
Loud noises and fire and bright green crystal explosions.
Sweet.
The tieflings are completely taken off guard.
Sweet.
Oh, and I'm assuming you're doing your starburst thing.
Yeah. I did want to ask, could Sorin have found something to color the fire an unnatural color?
Pink! It's pink
Yes,
again!
that's what I thought!
Yes. It is pink.
Yes!
Love! Yes! And
So,
it has to
you have also
be
served...
because of any of the colors, apparently.
You have dedicated this endeavor to... What's her face?
Yeah. Sorin, who's your goddess? I forgot her name. She hasn't popped up lately. Saerenrae.
Saerenrae, yes.
Yeah. Effectively, yeah, that's what he did.
You have dedicated this nonsense to Saerenrae. She is amused. This is an entirely uncommon form of worship, but she is enjoying it. If nothing else, you are an entertaining follower. So the tieflings were in the middle of trying to shove the parents aside to grab the girl. And they are caught completely off guard, and they sit up suddenly, whirl, pulling on the horses until they can spin around to face you guys. And then it's like, what the fuck is going on? Inez, your intimidate is not super intimidating. They're like,
Nope.
They're like, why is there a svirfneblin yelling at us? And then Zenra looms up out of fuck all nowhere, accompanied by...
Hey, where'd the sun go?
Accompanied by a spine-tingling shriek and a burst of light, and then Inez yells things that they're not really listening to very closely because holy shit, that barbarian is huge and terrifying. and then things are exploding, and they're like, well, this is above our pay grade, and they wheel their horses around and ride out like bats out of hell. 3 different directions.
Inez claps like a 4-year-old.
Decided that she could help.
The parents are like frozen for a moment, and then the dad grabs the girl, and both dad and mom tear towards the house.
Sorry.
Like,
No.
no,
Don't
you
go.
guys.
In the house, slam the door.
Inez sighs, comes back to the ground, and she goes, I never think about that, honestly. But it worked!
Like, it was effective, I guess.
The kid rides his horse down to the rest of the group, Darvan at his side, and Darvan's like, should we be chasing after them?
Inez is like, well, they're riding horses. We can always track them.
Google Chrome, go away. Don't pop up a thing. I don't want to see
Google
it.
Chrome.
Zinner starts making her way to the house and starts knocking on the door.
Aww.
Nobody replies. Dead silence.
Do you mean
I
the
tell-
tieflings or the...
It's like, alright, I know you're in there. Your
Oh.
son came and got us to help, with the situation that you were having.
The first line didn't help, the second one's better.
Yeah.
Ding!
Ding?
Ding!
And besides, anyways, if I wanted in, I...
Oh, no ding. Ding?
Nope, there's the ding. Hi, ding.
So, yeah.
Ding.
So, there's a long moment.
Inez takes the ridiculous headdress off.
And you hear muffled from the other side of the door, a deeper male voice, obviously the father. How can I trust you? I'm out here, Dad! Oh.
There's that, and also, as I said, I haven't broken your door down. So...
Long moment. The sound of the locks being undone. Door swings open. You just see the father, the mother sit further back in the house with the girl. She's like
Sorin
poking her
waves.
head around the edge of the wall, watching to make sure that nothing will happen. Not that she could do anything, but...
Sorin waves.
So the kid rides up right next to the door to the house, leaps down from the horse, and runs into the house. And he's like, is everybody okay? And everybody kind of nods a little. And the kid's like, I found heroes to come help! I think
Inez waves shyly, because now she's just tiny and covered in dragon scales.
they're heroes. They were talking about, like, making people's spines or heads meet their butts by way of spine. So I think they're heroes. Maybe?
Usually we run into things that are not helpful. Usually. They tend to want to, kill us. A lot.
Well, that happens with heroes, I think.
Yeah.
So after much talking with them, and hello,
Hey there.
hold on, just one moment.
Cubla was so excited to help. Like, so excited.
I love that using strength for my intimidation gives me a plus 16.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But thank you, because I rolled an 8, and that was terrible. And normally I'm better at this.
Yeah. I just have to stand there and just block out the sun.
It's true. And to be fair, Presence of Dragons just kind of works. So, I had a backup plan.
Okay, sorry. So eventually you guys get the whole family calmed down and they come out to talk to you. The dad, you learn that his name is Kosef Shamov. And he seems reluctant to talk to you. He's very suspicious of you. His wife seems a lot more open and willing. Her name is Miri. The kid that came and got you was Randall. And his sister, who's only 6. And, well, she'd be scared of you guys after the tieflings, but after that, yeah, there's lots of reasons to be scared of you. She keeps hiding behind her mom, and her name is... I'm changing that name. I don't want the cute little girl to be named Kara. Yeah. Shara. Her name is Shara.
Cool. Cubla's very concerned about the little girl.
So Darvan actually kind of steps forward, and he's like... Would it help if I tell you I'm a healer? Because he's found that people tend to trust healers more than anybody else.
And here's Darvan, and these are my murder hobos. I'm sorry for their murder hoboing.
Pretty much. He's like, I'm with them. Does that help? And somehow, yes, it does. They're like, okay, there's a cleric. Normally there's not a cleric with evil groups. Especially not one that looks like an idiot. The little girl, Shara, is fascinated by the snow leopard.
Cubla is like staring at her intently.
She's like, pretty kitty.
Meow. Does not want more flower crowns.
He's on his way.
Pretty kitty, angry.
She had bad experiences with a previous girl she met.
Hides behind her mom again.
It's like, if you don't put flower crowns on her, she might be okay with it.
She looks around. No flowers.
Well, yeah. I didn't necessarily say that she was the most sensible of creatures.
So
Currently, right now, I think little girls mean flower crowns.
Darvan basically tells the family that they've been hired to investigate what's going on, and they've been hearing rumors of demons. And the father, Kosef, goes, yeah, there's been demons. Didn't you just see them?
And it's like, those were tieflings, not demons, but I can appreciate how you're confused.
Demons, tieflings, whatever you call them.
It's kind of a large difference.
Darvan's
It's
like,
true.
You guys don't get a lot other than humans out here, do you? I imagine you guys kind of take a minute to explain what tieflings are, and it's like, no, they're just different people. Kind of like there's dwarves, and there's elves, and there's humans, and there's tieflings.
And strange little gray things like me.
Yeah, he's not sure you're not a demon yourself, but...
So
Inez
it's being very quiet right now on the discussion of various races.
Oh,
It's super
I want to
proud
say, one of my favorite things that I read on this module is any party member can convince Kosef that these demons were actually only tieflings using any appropriate demonstration of such knowledge, including explaining the truth and being a tiefling. I quite enjoyed that when I read it.
Tegan, you should tell Katie that she should come and just be a tiefling for this MP.
That would work. No.
Yeah.
So you guys explain, you're here trying to figure this kind of thing out. And at this point, you can ask them any questions you'd like.
Would you happen to have a beer?
A what?
A beer. Ale. Alcohol.
Yeah, I just couldn't hear you, is all. As a DM, I couldn't hear. Miri kind of perks up a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, I'm being a terrible host. Hold on, just one moment." She goes into the house. The little girl switches to her dad's legs to hide behind.
Sorin briefly goes out and kind of looks at their food provisions and is like,
The party's food provisions, or
specifically the ones he's been carrying, because those are the only ones he feels safe, giving.
you guys have quite a bit because you just came from the feast, and the people of New Sarshell, so whatever, are still really like you guys. Sarshell, I think. I don't feel like scrolling up.
I'm pretty sure that I would probably have like a small rabbit pelt.
Sounds good.
Sorry, that really sucks.
You guys have had at least a week of traveling, so I imagine you hunted and stuff while you meandered your way over here.
Okay, so I would probably at least have some scrap of rabbit first, and I'd kind of lean down and offer it to the little girl.
She kind of blinks a little and reaches out slowly and takes.
It's soft. Here you go.
She takes it and kind of feels it, and she's like, "Ooh," and like rubs it on her face because it feels really soft. She's like, "You're really big. I think you're like this many of me," and she holds up one hand. Maybe even more than that.
Probably a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Like, she's probably the size of my forearm.
Probably.
Soren's first trying to figure out what's different in this place and see if he can't give them something unique to try. Since, travelers.
It's a
I'm
pretty...
also trying to make it so that Cubla will go over and say hi.
Roll... hold on. Let me look at for Cubla, roll a will save.
Cubla's really bad at will saves. Anyway, I think Sorin gains bonuses.
Yeah. It's like, go over there. Go
say
there.
hi.
That's all. Just say
Make
hi.
sure she doesn't do anything weird.
Stomp, stomp,
So
stomp, stomp, stomp.
Okay.
Plop.
Inez wants to ask if this is a regular occurrence with the tieflings.
So, Kosef thinks for a minute, as if considering what or how much he wants to tell you. He says, "There's a group of bandits in the area. Their leader uses demons. And he's been..." Demons. They've been demanding half of the harvests. Protection money to protect them from the demons. To protect us from the demons. They just show up whenever they feel like and they demand the payment.
Cool. That sounds terrible.
The leader of the bandits has a very powerful demon under his control. We haven't seen anything of it. They've said that he keeps it imprisoned in a cave. That's why we haven't done anything. There's more of us than there are of them. But we're afraid that they'll send a demon to slaughter us all if we do anything.
Demon's like, are we sure that the demon's not Haldar?
Halt who?
Haldar.
I know.
No, he asked that to the party.
Oh, okay.
And this is like,
at this point, Miri comes out with trays of food and drink for everyone, and she kind of pauses and she's like, "Are you not telling them everything?" What? We don't know anything about these people. They could be a different group working for the bandits. Who knows? And if the bandits heard that we were telling secrets, they'd come after us. They already are!
Inez is like, I swear, we're really bad at talking to people, but we are excellent at getting rid of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I may or may not be able to start a religion, but that doesn't seem to be under my control.
He grumbles, and Mary just sighs and shakes her head a little bit as she goes around to everybody and gives them food and something to drink. And she says...
Sorin offers to trade food with her, too.
She's like,
Or give
ooh,
her food.
we'll have to see what you have. I always enjoy having interesting foods from other lands.
We travel around a lot, so we get a lot of variety.
She's getting the gossipy wife look to her, you know what it is like in the movies when somebody's all ready to dish out the gossip?
Yep.
Yeah, she's got that look. She's like, these bandits have just been terrible. They've been bothering, is it 15 farms now, Kosef, dear? Yes, 15 farms, I think, including ours. They just demand more and more and more and more, and it is terrible. Rafe. Was it Rafe? I think his name was Rafe. Yes, the leader of the bandits is a man named Rafe. He leads the bandits. He keeps the demons under control. Or, apparently tieflings. That's the only thing that anybody's seen so far, but we all thought they were demons.
I am making an Arcana check to see what if anything, I know about demons. So if anything that she says, strikes a chord, and I go, oh, like this type of demon, or, oh, it might have... Yeah, right.
Well, nobody knows anything about the greater demon that Rafe supposedly has under his control. Nobody has seen it, nobody knows anything specifically about it, it's never been sent out to attack anybody. Just the tieflings have been going around bothering people. They have threatened to take sons and daughters to give to the demon if people don't offer up enough harvest. So far, everybody other than the Shmobs have managed to somehow scrape together the payments. These guys were the first farm that couldn't get those funds together. I saw that today. It was funny.
I had more of a question, like, what were these demands consistent with an actual demon being present?
No, it doesn't sound like it. It just sounds like typical greedy bandit, as far as you can tell.
Inez is like, are you sure he has a demon? As compared to just having tieflings, who are not demons.
Nobody has seen it.
So you all just paid him money on the thought that he might have a demon.
Kosef kind of bristles, and he's like, we thought those were demons. The things that you scared off.
And no.
Not really.
Inez is like, I'm just gonna walk 2 paces to the side and be like, I can't with the people who don't get information before they do things.
For their benefit, you have to remember this is a very small farm area.
Yeah, no, she's not saying that. She's just kind of like walking to the side so she doesn't say something like, and you didn't ask?
They didn't want to ask because the demons did burn some fields and attack some people. Nobody got killed. They were just trying to terrify them, which was pretty easy to do with a bunch of farm people.
True.
Darvan speaks up and he's like, can you tell us more about Rafe? And Kosef grumbles. He used to work at one of the mines, and as a farmhand, and some other things. He was constantly changing jobs. And Mary speaks up. Just the area's troublemaker. He kept talking about how he'd make everybody pay one day for how they treated him. And they treated him perfectly fine. He wasn't mistreated. He was just lazy as all get out, and everybody fired him within a few weeks of hiring him. Oh, his poor grandmother. She's probably rolling over in her grave. We hired him out of loyalty. We hired him once, like 6 years ago or so. We had him come to work, and at one point I came home and he had stolen all the food from the house and was drinking off a head of alcohol out in the fields that he was supposed to be planting. The other ones that we've seen, we haven't seen many of the other bandits, not since they first started. They've pretty much letting the tieflings do their job for them now. Kosa speaks up again. They're a bunch of tough-talking layabouts. Nowheres. All of them just want everything they can get for no work. But of everybody around here, it's not at all surprising that he would have been the one to get his hand on a demon. The kid speaks up and he says that some of his friends have said that some of the bandits have been around to the farms, and some of the older kids have gotten opportunities, quote unquote, to join Rafe. Apparently Rafe is looking for more muscle to join his bandit gang. And he's been offering some of the older kids, the sons, if they join him, he'll reduce the price of the protection money for their parents. Nobody has accepted that offer yet. Miri continues passing around food and drink as long as you guys wish to partake. The little girl has sat down on the ground now, and she's just kind of running her fingers through the rabbit fur. She looks up at Cubla, kind of reaches over, pets gently, comparing Kubla's fur to the rabbit fur. She thinks about it for a moment, and then she sticks both hands back in the rabbit fur because she likes the feel of it better.
Cubla goes over and licks her.
She's like, it licked me!
Meow.
Kosef is like, I would appreciate it if you would get your very large cat away from my daughter.
Sorin's like, very well. Calls Cubla back over.
Aww. Goes back to playing with the rabbit fur. Bye, kitty.
Meow. I'd looked a little more relieved that the little girl had not put any flower crowns on her.
So you feel as if you've pretty much gotten all of the information that they have to tell you. There's not a whole lot there. You know, other than the fact that apparently the demons that have been going around are tieflings. But that doesn't tell you if there's anything else there. They can tell you generally the direction that the bandits tend to come from, because they don't really try to hide where they come from. Kosef, you can tell, thinks you should probably just leave. He thinks it's better to stick it out, because if they confront the bandits, then the bandits will turn on them, and if they do have demons, they will release them on you and the farms and the farmers' families, and they'll probably all die. Miri and the kids, though, believe that the help is necessary, so they keep just shushing him as he grumbles.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Sorin's like, we did take care of a problem with restless spirits previously, so it could, even if there are demons, we might be able to handle them somehow. We do have a sorcerer. He's very quiet.
Did he? So he just kind of huffs a little as if he doesn't believe you. And he says, do what you want.
Darvan with a look of, I tried.
It's not like I can stop you.
Inez is like, alright, so we won't help you, and that'll make your life better somehow?
We'll figure it out. Mary's like, don't be stupid. She smacks him in the arm.
Inez is like, look, I appreciate your crankiness, because I'm no good at people either. I really am not. But I promise you, I would be shit by myself, because I'd just be wandering around going, ooh, pretty fire, and then wondering why no one liked me. Which, I mean, to be fair, no one likes me as it is, but at least I have help.
Meow.
Sorin's like, you're a perfectly nice person. And Cubla's like, meow, friend. Very strange friend. My friend.
It's like, you have friend, you are my human.
It's like, Cubla just kind of goes over and, leans against you. Given that I think Cubla's a medium creature.
Yes.
It's like...
it's like...
Inez is like... It gives Cubla a confused face, because honestly, friend would not be what she was expecting Cubla to say, and just offers Cubla food, food?
It's a rough translation of what Cubla meant. It's something closer to, packmate.
No, I understand, but Inez...
House friend.
Inez doesn't speak cat right now, and she's just like, do you want food?
Would not pass up food.
Inez gives Cubla food concernedly.
It's like, see, it's friend!
It's like, purr.
Is that your criterion for friend?
By that criteria, enemies become friends after they die.
It's true.
Anyway, so you guys now know approximately what's going on around here. You can use the tracks of the horses and what they told you to be able to find the bandit camp. And you have a suspicion that if the bandits came to bother the Shamovs once, they will probably come back, and probably fairly soon. Because they want to... They are still trying to get stuff from them. You've interrupted that, but that doesn't mean that they won't try again. Maybe not these particular tieflings, but a different one.
I think they'd rather, go run themselves off a cliff than come back, maybe.
Possibly.
Sorin's like, if we wait here, we could set up a nice surprise. I did learn a few things, like setting traps.
Yeah. Darvan goes, we don't know when they'll be back, though. It could be an hour from now. It could be a week from now.
Inez...
We could wait a little while and set up defenses for them, because if something happens again, it might be more serious given what we just did.
You guys talk for a minute. I gotta go bathroom. Be right back.
You. I want to roll survival around here and look at the track. So I did an 18 on it, and I don't know how
well,
Ari...
DM's gone, so...
Yeah, I know. But all I was going to say, I don't know how Ari will grade that, but I want to make sure that, our initial directions stay fresh. I know she said they split off in 3 different directions, but, just as much information as we can garner. Sooner rather than later. While tracks are fresh.
For some reason, Sorin and Inez are apparently working together as a hilariously socially inept team.
We're all trying our best with this situation.
Yeah.
Even Zenra. Zenra's like, yes, small child, I will make it feel calmer.
Sorin did his version. Hey, Cubla, go over there. You're a cat.
Inez wanted to wave hi, but Inez was like, I suck at this.
Well, have you noticed that Sorin waves high at basically anything they meet?
It's true.
He's just like, hello, I am here. Yes. I have a racial bonus in perception? Good lord.
Okay, I return.
Hello.
So,
Inez.
Inez. Sorry. I rolled a survival just to get as much information as I could from the freshly made tracks while they were still fresh, while we were deciding what to do about it. So I rolled an 18.
So the number one thing you can tell is that the tracks are really deep, which meant that he was running really fast!
Thanks. But I'm pretty directional and, like, do I need to roll a perception of what I see in that direction?
Now, are you going to follow them for a while? Because this is kind of a hilly area, so pretty much they lead off into the hills.
Okay, well, I think I will follow them as far as I can still see the farm.
Okay.
And then come back. So I can get
if you ask nicely, Cubla will probably help.
I wouldn't say no.
Well, Inez has to ask. Cubla's not going to go, oh, look, small human is going off.
Cubla.
Meow. Meow.
Let's go follow things. That way.
Meow. So, like, is there food? Food?
Well, there's definitely demon things and probably horses, but we probably shouldn't tell Sorin that.
I think that by this point, everybody knows what the meow for food means.
Yeah,
Yep.
it also has this very specialized expression of deep and personal interest. It's like meow, meow. It's like just kind of shoves Inez on back and just starts going. Not even in the right direction.
And it's like, no, that way. The food went that way.
Goes that way.
All right. So again, Inez is going as far as she can while still being able to see the farm.
Wow, Cubla, you don't see squat.
I see less than squat.
Well, what were you guys trying to perceive?
What were you guys doing? Cubla was trying to see if she could see, like, where she was going, because Inez is being helpful. Go that way. Meow.
Cubla, you get distracted by what looks like a pomegranate.
Meow.
And you head towards it. It ends up being a pile of horse poo.
Meow. Like, leave away. Ew, that's gross.
Inez, you do not critically fail, but you do not succeed.
Yeah, so basically what I know is the trail goes that way and there are hills.
Pretty much.
So, we come back.
Nobody even noticed you were gone, probably.
Yep. I was just hoping to find something more useful to be like, okay, if we go this way, we should do this, but apparently, no.
All
right.
like, meow. Was fun.
Inez is like,
poop.
so the trail goes that way, but it's just kind of hilly, so I guess we follow the trail?
Sorry, like, silent. Inez, did you take Cubla with you?
I mean, yes?
Looks at Darvan. That does not sound like it would end well.
So, the Darvan kind of nods a little, and the farmer goes, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell where things are with all the hills around here. Kind of hard to plant, too.
I mean, Ines' suggestion is dynamite, but you know.
How much money do you think we have?
I mean,
We're not made of silver here.
Yeah. I come from an underground place. It's not so much a thing to be like, it's so expensive there. It's been really hard, actually, living on surface. Like, what the fuck do you people do? Where are all your alchemical ingredients? I mean, it's not that weird for my people, but, like, you seem to hide them. Why do you hide your alchemy? Inez is upset.
He's like, alchemy?
She just sighs.
Is that a kind of
Leans
magic?
over and just like pats her on the back lightly. It's okay.
We really need to take her to a big city at some point that actually has a market.
Yeah.
So I guess the question at this point is, are you guys going to go to the bandits camp? Or are you going to go around to some of the other farms? Or stay here at this farm?
I mean, honestly, Inez is voting for the bandit camp, largely because they'd have some element of surprise, not the complete surprise, but less time to prepare for us.
Darvan actually kind of agrees with that.
And that way they won't come back and punish this family for us being crazy.
He says that right now they don't know how many people there are. You know, it could be a handful of bandits plus the 3 tieflings they saw plus the leader, or it could be 20 people or 30 people. And
if nothing else, we should scout it.
And
if he's still recruiting people, he can't have too many people here.
Obviously he doesn't feel that he has enough. But they have enough that they feel comfortable extorting 15 farms worth of people.
Exactly, which is why I say that there's nothing wrong with a scouting run.
Darvan is amazed, but he's actually agreeing with Inez.
Yeah, at the very least, it could be a hit and run for us to do.
Exactly. And Inez like, it's because you started using the glasses, right?
I have not worn the glasses.
Inez is like, why do I build you cool shit when you don't even use it?
I did not ask for cool shit.
Have you tried them on even to find out what they do?
No.
You should.
No.
They're helpful.
No. So I imagine this argument goes on the entire time you guys follow the tracks.
Sort of, but hang on a sec. Inez attempts to pick the pocket of Darvan to take one of the glasses back.
Let's say sleight of hand. I'm gonna do perception.
Yep.
To see if he notices.
Nope.
Good lord!
He is too busy arguing with you.
So Inez takes one of the glasses back, turns to Zenra, hands them to her, and goes, "Put these on for just 1 minute."
I don't think they'd fit Zenra.
Well, look through them.
No. This is me as the DM going, I don't think they'd fit Zenra, because you said, put them on.
I attempt to put them on.
Okay. Ari, I hope you remembered what glasses I built for Darvan.
Let me see if I wrote it down. Let me check his... so I don't have it there.
It's okay. I forgot that I had the glove of hammer space.
Yep.
I don't have it there.
Entirely forgot.
I do not remember.
One of them was about allies.
Oh, to always know where your allies are.
Yep. And one of them gave him a plus something on perception.
Probably a +2.
Yeah, it's probably a +2. So I think the first one gave him a +2 on perception, and the other one gave him nowhere. So I will roll a chance die, and if it's higher than 10, it's the one that knows where your allies are, and if it's lower than 11, then it's the one that gives you extra perceptions. And then Zenra. Alright. You are suddenly keenly aware of exactly where your allies are.
Oh, you did mean for Zenra to put them on. I thought you told Zenra to put them on Darvan.
No. No.
That's actually what I thought.
And she goes, see? They actually do shit.
Interesting.
Ines takes them back, puts out her hand for them and goes, see? Useful for our cleric, and not just being mean.
Darvan rolls his eyes.
They're probably now.
Can I kindly mention, Michelle?
Mm-hmm.
It might have been better if you handed them to just about literally anyone other than Zenra.
You may have gotten a reaction
Yeah, an actual reaction.
instead of just
Inez is like,
Huh.
Inez sighs. Sorin, do you want to try them on?
Sorin's like, I seem to see pretty well. I don't know.
Inez is like, just put them on.
They're probably a little warped at this point.
Inez puts
Sorin
the thing
doesn't.
back in socket. Sorin doesn't.
No, he does not.
Inez sighs, puts them back on Darvan, and goes, one of these days, I swear. And just walks off.
Cubla's like, meow.
Does Cubla want to try them on?
No, that was just a goodbye. 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 Oh my gosh, your legs are so short.
You're moving slow.
Random.
Yes, it's very hard for Inez to storm off.
Stomp. 10 minutes later, still in sight.
Yep.
Stop.
So, Darvan just rolls his eyes and heads out after her, following the tracks towards the bandit camp. After maybe an hour of walking or so, you guys start seeing signs of habitation. You're going through the fields, and you see... Hold on. Reading.
Is this a cue to roll some perception?
No, this is well. You can roll perception.
Okay.
This is
then
a cue that I am reading.
Yes, I want to double check on the perception nonsense. Excuse me. Can you roll? Thank you. Seriously.
Up ahead of you, across the fields, you see the forward camp of the bandit camp. There are 2 tents in the small camp, and some very large watchdogs. A single guard stands watch on a small mount in order to notice others that are approaching the camp. All of the guards are alert and ready for trouble. You guys kind of see... Let me see, maybe... I'm gonna try and draw a thing. What map are you guys on? You are on that one. Let me go into the map. I'm going to very quickly hand draw this little map that I didn't realize was here until it was too late to make a copy of it and make a handout. So, boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna mute while I eat some more of my cookie.
I have already eaten all of my cookie. Nope, I need a drying utensil. Freehand. And there are some trees. Drawing with a mouse is hard, guys. Trees, trees, trees. And this is actually more of a flat spot here. So up here it's like 100 feet. And this ledge is like 50 feet. I'm not going to write feet again because that didn't work out too well. And so you guys are basically way over here off to the left. So you can kind of see past the trees and you see something up on this hill. You're not sure what they are. You see, if you peer between the trees, you see a few like little flat mounds in here and signs that this area is the main camp. You see in front of you there's some like briar hedges and the little buildings, and there's like a mound here that there's a dude standing on and stuff. So basically the camp is set up. You've got the main portion of the camp here, and the woods here are kind of a protection but also a view blocker. It hides the camp but also hides people approaching the camp, which is why they have the forward camp right here, to try and see people that are coming before they come through the trees into the camp. So you know that there's the outpost of the people here in the front, and there's somebody up on this area here. They're too far away to see at the moment to really tell anything about them. It kind of looks like they might be archers or something, but you really can't tell. Looking at these things, let me do a real quick top-down view. The cliff sort of surrounds the bandit camp in a horseshoe pattern. So here are these bushes, here are the trees, the main camp's back here, the front camp's back here, you've got the people on the ledge up here, but the it looks like you could maybe figure out a way down from the cliffs itself and avoid this front area here with all the guards. It would probably be fairly difficult, but it is a possible alternative. And yet you guys feel like you have a number of options. There is, of course, always run into the camp and smash things. That is always a possibility. You can do various ways of attempting to get into the camp. If you chose to go that route, it would be a skill challenge type of thing. And you could, and you know, any way that you can think of to sneak your way through, pretend to belong there, to, you know, see areas where there's fewer people, bluff your way in, you know, any number of potential skill challenges. You can try to come in from the back and avoid most of it altogether. That would require some physical skill challenges to scale the cliffside and then go back down it, because you'd probably come from the back. If you look around, you might find some paths leading upwards. So it's kind of either skill your way in through whatever means, or fight your way in. If you fight your way in, if you don't take out the front guards fairly quickly, they'll run back and warn the main camp. In the forward camp, you can see 3 large mastiffs, 2 large guard dogs. You can see 2 tieflings standing around, and you can see 3 bandits. They look like human. They're human.
Alright, hang on, I'm glitching for a sec. Okay.
You also can decide to just back off, because you've done your reconnaissance.
So, alright, we've got a bunch of tieflings on guard. We don't have any concept of what's really within the camp, particular.
Yeah, the trees are too thick. It's a small set of woods, fairly thick. All you can tell is that there's some sort of camp behind it, because you can see some tents and stuff between the trees, maybe.
Alright, well, I'm a big fan of... Hey!
I hear a voice.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes!
We can hear you now. Can you hear us?
I could hear you before, it's just my mic is given out, apparently.
You're a little quiet.
My guess is the mic, one of the audio drivers went out and the update fixed that.
I can fix you being quiet. Let me turn up your volume so I can hear you better. Say something.
Something.
Perfect. Thank you.
What do you expect?
That was pretty much what I expected. So to briefly catch you up, you went to a farm. Oh no, not another farm. It's Memories of New Sarshell all over again, talking to all the farms. And you found one of the farms under attack. What?
Oh no. By kobolds?
No, not kobolds. By demons, said the kid that came and got you. But you recognized them as tieflings. There was this epic, terrifying intimidation group effort to scare away the tieflings, which worked very well.
Is that what the strength for?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It also terrified the farmer family, so they ran into their house. After much talking, you guys managed to get them back out again. They told you about the fact that there's a group of bandits nearby that have been using demons and the threat of demons to extort them of their goods. You guys convinced the farm family that those were not demons that were attacking them, they were tieflings. And they're like, what the hell is a tiefling? And they're like, that. And it's like, oh, okay.
Honestly, I think that we probably used Adin as an example, that tieflings are ancestry of demons. So, hey, Adin over there is ancestry of elementals. Imagine that, but with demons.
Yeah. I commented on my favorite thing about this module is the fact that they said it was written in the module that the party can convince them that tieflings are not demons by going, hey, look, one of us is a tiefling. That was actually written in the module. It made me laugh. It was like, you can convince them by telling the truth or by being a tiefling.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell is on my screen?
Is it my picture?
Mouse drawing.
Mouse drawing. You guys headed out towards the bandit camp, and you are currently at the left side of the screen, staring into the outer part of the camp. So the upper part here is a side view. There is a cliff right here. You've got the main part of the bandit camp right here. There's trees. So it's a side view of the bandit camp. The bottom part is an upper view. The horseshoe thing is the cliff. It kind of surrounds the main camp.
Okay, then. I was trying to figure out what the hell we were doing with a paragliding into something at a mountain with a face.
Angry eyebrows.
I'm sorry, that's what it looks like to me. Is that now what the cliff looks like?
Technically, there is a cave in it, so I could have the mouth be right down here.
What in the hell?
Anyways.
Are you drinking?
No, it's not mead day.
Oh.
Technically, I finished off all my soda. I did have a cookie, so I may be a little hyper. These cookies are the size of, like, your face.
But not my face, they're smaller than my face.
Yeah. They're huge
like
cookies.
as large as my hand. They are smaller than Zeke's hand.
These measurements are great for people that have never seen our faces or our hands.
Well,
Yep.
Zeke's hands are huge.
They're
The
like
most important thing of the day is-
6-inch wide cookies and 2 inches deep.
and completely unhealthy for you.
Yeah, they're massive.
Okay, so that's about the size of my hand.
Yeah. So, at this point, you guys are figuring
Actually,
out
wait, no,
if
that's
you
slightly
want
smaller than
to
my hand.
smash your way into the bandit camp, or if
know
you
what
want
Darvan wants to do.
various ways of sneaking in, or blustering your way in, or climbing down the sides of the mountain, or some other alternate way of approach.
My brain says going through the front. But
Well, that is a possibility. You could stealth through the
that's
front. You
my
could
br-
bluff your way through the front.
That's my brain, not Aiden's. So.
Well, there's no doors, so it makes it kind of hard for Aiden to make a decision.
Or there's no doors.
There are no doors. Well, there's tents, so there's tent doors, but those are more like flaps.
That's less fun.
Yeah.
Nobody has any spells for disguise self, do they?
Well, Sorin can disguise himself once per day as an animal.
Yeah.
Helpful.
I think you're asking for someone else to do it.
No, I just didn't know if because there's a spell that allows you to disguise someone else.
I
don't
don't
know.
think Darvan does.
I don't think anybody has.
How can we have an entire team of wizards without a useful spell?
Sorin.
I have a spell
What the
called
heck?
Mind
Hey.
Blank.
Well, that's cool.
So Darvan's being hit by mind blank endlessly after he learned it. Got it. That sound effect was perfect.
If these are like normal bandits, they're probably not the smartest, and you probably could just bluff your way in.
Or we could.
I mean,
smash
I had a thought. You guys could potentially talk Sorin into pretending to be a vampire. Because he does look like one if he's, not intentionally trying to hide it.
Do I really have this spell? What does this do?
That is a bad statement.
When the DM doesn't know what the spells do, you know you're fucked.
No, I just wanted to read this and make sure it does what I think it does. Darvan has hide from undead.
Okay.
Hey, I have a thing that might make Inez
Why does he have that?
I have a thing
it's a
I need
cleric
to do
spell.
for Inez. I know what I need to do. Sadly, I don't know if I can do it in what I want. Next time we end up having an end of module, I should try and make Inez a lawn strider enchanted object. 10-foot enhancement bonus to your base speed!
Yes!
Maybe!
thank
Maybe I'll
God.
be able to. I can't do
I
it
mean,
on you.
I
It's
have
you only.
I have darkness, So I could create a zone of darkness around us to make sneaking easier.
What do you do? Oh. That's not what I need. Hey, I have something called Obscuring Mist. That might work.
I have ghost sound.
It's only 20 feet.
I have blindness and deafness.
Those are useful. Because I hate to, like...
I have a spell called a Continual Flame.
Wow.
You have fire and Inez doesn't know about it?
I can... At the moment, I can make the sound of... I can make the sound of 20 humans if I wanted.
Because I hate to tell you, like, in terms of bluffing, at least on my end, that's a complete chance die. So, you know...
Pretty much chance die for everybody.
I can negate invisibility. That would be totally helpful.
Oh,
Sadly,
yeah.
One of the spells I have would be incredibly useful if we wanted to go around back, but I don't think it would work for long enough and or be effective enough. Spider climb. I mean, it's almost an hour of time, but
So
it still require a lot of work.
at this point, you guys just need to decide. Do you want to go blatantly in the front, go not so blatantly in the front, or go around back?
What does this do? What are you? Wow.
Well, I'm pretty much good going either way.
What's the difference between that?
I mean, Darvan feels like if they can find an alternative, it might be a good idea to at least try it. You know, we can always do kill everything that moves if things go bad. But it's kind of hard to change to sneaking after you've roused the entire camp.
True. Oh, no, I found it.
You don't have to sneak once everyone's dead.
True.
True.
I,
There are
We don't know how
alternatives
many more
other
in the
than
cave.
sneaking.
We don't know how many people are in the cave, too.
This is true.
And we could be easily overwhelmed, as shown by the fact that one Oni was enough to overwhelm Sorin.
So, this
I
list...
tried to take the Oni on my own.
This has some examples of skills that you could use. And I'll tell you what they are without specifically saying what they suggest you do as soon as I scroll back up to where Darvan's thing is so I can see the equivalents. Some of the skills that it suggests you could use are acrobatics, bluff or diplomacy, sense motive. It says insight, but sense motive, intimidate, perception, and stealth are all skills that they have suggestions for, but if you can think of something that would work well with another skill, I'd be willing to talk about that. You know, if you can spin a reason for using a skill, as somebody tells me in another game, if you're good at art, figure out ways to art the shit out of stuff.
Yep.
Well, if I had any idea how to use my survival in more ways.
Well, you could use survival, because there's a lot of nature in the camp. You can figure out how to use survival. I'd let you use survival instead of a stealth roll for sneaking through the nature.
Or
That
hypothetically,
would actually be a useful
could
thing
also-
to use survival for.
You could also do some Looney Tunes shit and rig up traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we decide to do the let's attack them method, I would be perfectly fine to spend a while setting up some traps.
You could use it to create a disguise for yourself from nature stuff that you see around sticks and berries and what, you know, like in war movies.
Has this tree always been here?
Pretty much.
What if we made Sorin look like a rival demon?
That would be an
Or
interesting
Ines.
possibility.
One of the two. Or Saerenrae. One of the three of them would probably make a decent demon.
I do actually have the Oni.
Yeah, Zenra's got trophies.
We could try to lure them out of the camp.
You guys can also try to individually go in. You don't have to all go in as a group. You could, the people that are better at infiltration could try to get deeper into the camp, because then they could split the bandits in half, or try to kill people that go to
How many
warn,
times can I use it?
that try to go warn Rafe.
3.
Or try to figure out where Rafe is.
Okay.
I'm at a loss.
This is
So.
this is gonna be really entertaining. Sorin is going to cast Cat's Grace on Cubla, using Kubla's own fur. It needs cat fur.
So he rips
Like
out
you
a
do.
chunk of fur and
Temporary-
pushes it back onto her.
No, he uses it in the. How do I add this? Is there like a temporary spot to add this? Maybe miscellaneous. Is that gonna do what I want? Good lord. Okay, are you ready for this? Cubla currently has a 23 in her dex.
Wow.
Oh good lord. Kubla's gonna go try and hide in the camp.
Cubla, you can, like, walk straight through the camp without anybody seeing you. I mean,
Okay.
it's like in the
So-
cartoons when somebody is sneaking behind trees that look like pencil thick. You're just like, shoomp, shoomp, shoomp.
Sorin does this, turns to the group, and basically goes, "Let's let Cubla go look." Had talked with her briefly before she went. And Kubla's gonna go scout out the camp.
I feel like
Okay.
Cubla could just
Like a
rub her
ghost.
ass all over everything.
Okay, let me...
That's a hell of a stealth.
I mean,
roll.
I could have gone without the dex bonus, but heaven knows I wanted to see what it would do.
How do I grab...
Oh, gee.
I'm trying to remember how to grab one person.
That is less than. That is almost a nat 20 at 37.
How do I move just one person?
In what?
When I'm...
Oh. You
She
have to,
currently has a 6 mod in her dex.
How do I move just you?
I've never seen that.
see if I can do anything from me, see if my old room, see if I can figure something out. There's the 3D rainbow.
It's fucking still.
Okay, I'll just drag everybody because I can't figure out how to move just Mia. So, Cubla, as you're sneaking through the camp, you, like, Mission Impossible your way through it. You easily
Yeah.
cross...
Oh, done.
You cross this bridge somehow without either of the tieflings notice you, even though they're on either side of the bridge. The wolves don't... The guard dogs that are labeled direwolves don't even notice you as you sneak around. You're paying attention. You see there's 3 humans. They're all talking, muttering to themselves.
There's 4 humans on the map.
4 humans, whatever.
Sure, doesn't really care about the specific number
the
of humans. There's
tieflings-
just humans.
The tieflings smell familiar. They came back babbling about You hear one of the humans talking about this. They came back babbling nonsense, so they've been banished to guard duty out here, which is why they're out here. And then you easily skedaddle through the woods into the main camp. And
There's more peoples.
I realized I actually put that in the wrong spot. Hold on, fixing a thing. I read this and I was like, oh, I did that wrong. Paste. Okay, there's a whole bunch of people that you see here. There's going to be various tents and stuff that are not shown. They're probably off the map. This is just the closest route to the cave, which is right over here-ish. You see that most of these guys look pretty wimpy, but there's a couple of them that appear a bunch stronger. As you look up on the cliff, what looked like maybe archers actually look kind of familiar. They remind you of those arbalesters from the tower where you guys found so-and-so. That shoot at things that move. And you see the cave in here. Yes?
Did I take one of those before?
For a bit, yeah, you did.
You had to drop it off, though, I think.
That's, yeah. I
was-
remember I took it for...
You dragged it around, but it was really too big to take permanently.
Is Cubla seeing basically how many people are in the camp? But
Yeah.
the ones we're seeing are basically everyone?
I
Yeah.
also would like...
You don't
I would
know
also-
how many are in the cave.
Yeah, but I was making sure of the tents, she's kind of getting the feeling that that's all the people.
Those are
I'm
all
sure
the
she
ones
can
that are
smell
here
them.
right now. There may be some more that are out menacing the farms, but if they're gone, they probably won't be back for at least a day or so.
I also would like to make an argument about the arbalester thing. If it's triggered by motion, Kubla's stealth won't do anything against it. So-
Let me take a look and see.
I'm just saying, because
It all
They're-
depends on how they
Yeah,
tell
I
there's something nearby.
gotta take a look because the arbalesters were different.
if it's not... Yup. Sorry.
Let me check the stats.
Not to be that person.
Natural animate
Yeah, being
construct.
Basically, the count for Cubla comes to 6.
Well, the question I have is, are you staying in the trees, or are you going out into the...
She probably doesn't want to get any close. After she notices there are indeed the bow thingies,
Yeah.
she probably doesn't want to get any. I seem to remember that she almost died to one at one point. So she's like, yeah, thing. Sorry.
Which is also a reason why you would not go into the cave.
Yeah, she's not going any closer to those things than she needs to.
Okay.
She sees they're there. She acknowledges they're there. She does not want to go near them.
Which is valid. I just didn't want her to, like, run across them and then be like, why have I been hit?
Yeah. Okay, so that is what you have found. You can go back and report to Sorin.
Yeah, she goes back. She reports to the people that there's lots of humans around and some not humans. Some of the humans look like they would be easier lunch than others.
And there's dogs.
Yeah, there's dogs. She does not like them. She
Yeah.
gives a rough estimate as to the number of things around.
There's about a dozen of dogs. And big shooty things.
Yeah, and there's the weird shooter bow thingies.
She also
Sounds like
overheard
the what?
a couple of the the bandits talking about how Rafe is in the cave studying his scroll some more.
Yeah, she talks about that.
Sounds like a real bright guy.
So does Sorin tell everybody else?
Yeah, he translates her report out for everyone.
Darvan's like,
This
shooty
is
things?
way better than dancing. What do you mean, Cubla? The big shooty thing! The shooty thing that shoots people on its own! Magic shooty thing!
Can I roll like a
Big Human moved the shooty thing at one point and it, tried to shoot us while she was holding it. It was really annoying. It almost killed us at one point. Back when we found lunch.
Is Sorin telling us all this?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Sorin continuing to explain. Looking a little more bemused.
Does he start to go, back where we found so-and-so?
You mean so-and-so? Lunch! So-and-so. Lunch!
I'll take that
Lunch
as a
that
yes.
you kept making lovey eyes at. Oh, so-and-so.
Back where we found big shooty things. I got nothing.
You're like, so where did we find so-and-so?
Who's so-and-so?
Sorin walks up to him and slaps him in the face.
Aw.
PvP!
No!
And Inez goes, so celibacy's really getting to you, huh?
Sorin's like, starting to, entirely question why he's here.
If I were playing anyone but Darvan, I'd say that maybe a tiefling could be a substitute, but
We're playing Darvan.
I'm playing Darvan.
These are good guys.
So at this
Darvan is
point,
your adventure.
you guys have scouted out a bunch of information. Let me scroll through one thing and just make sure that there's not anything else.
We're actually being surprisingly cautious for us.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Usually
well, there
by
might
now
be
we
a
can
demon.
start to cross
Maybe.
that bridge. Alright, so now we know where we start across
Oh,
bridge now.
and Cubla also made sure to mention that they were the same tieflings.
It's good to know.
So, which could cause problems if you guys decided to just bluff your way in, because they'd be like, you're not!
It depends on how we tried to bluff our way in.
It's true.
We could have Inez acting as the priestess coming to challenge the demon.
And at this point, Inez goes, y'all know I actually am a priest, right?
So
Darvan
let's go bridge
blinks.
after on.
Are you really?
Yup.
There's something we need to know about Inez?
And this is like, well, I mean, I am an oracle. I serve a deity.
Oh, yeah! Darvan
Right.
goes,
You're an oracle?
I think you mentioned that a long time ago.
I
Yup.
thought you just like to set things on fire.
My deity is a dragon.
Go
I don't
figure.
just follow around Dargans for fun, you know? Oh, well, I do that. But, you know,
Soren's like, technically, I also follow a deity. Wouldn't go so far to say I'm a priest, but
I don't.
honestly, my deity probably likes you, Inez. She does have a lot to do with fire.
and this is like, well, that's weird, but yeah, my deity is frustratingly non-specific about what she wants me to do about anything, so I kind of make up stuff as I go along.
So at this point, you guys have gotten a lot of information. And you're going to need to decide how you're going to approach the bandit camp next time we play. Since it is just about 10 o'clock for us here.
Which means it's just about tomorrow for you guys.
You time travelers.
Yeah, it's
the
about
future.
12.
Are your hoverboards working?
No.
The future sucks.
Yeah.
So I am going to stop the recording.